What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection.
Okay, Mark, I've got something a little bit different planned for us today. We're not going to go paddleboarding. And we're not going to.
Looking forward to paddleboarding.
We're not going to go walking either, right? But you might need this. And you might need this. And you might need the bells.
Going horse riding?
In actual fact, hang on a minute, thinking about it, you're not probably going to need these, and you're definitely not going to need that.
What, am I going horse riding without no gear then?
Well, yeah, well, kind of, yes. Something to do with horses, that might give it away.
We're going to go and feed the horses apples.
Got fluff on your head now. No. But the clue is in the name.
Apple.
Apple. Okay, there we go.
Well, that would be a clue then.
That is the definitely big clue. Apple. And it's something to do with horses.
Appleby clue.
Apple will be a clue.
Right.
Has anyone guessed where we're going yet? Okay, so Mark had decided to put the camera out of the window, which means all you could hear is wind noise. Basically, Mark's in shock that we're not in a van, and we are in fact in a car. We had to borrow one. Where we're going is extremely busy, and I knew it would be difficult to park one of our vans, so we've borrowed the car. I also knew that the car park we were going in has a really narrow gateway, and in fact when we got there neither of our vans would have fit through. We're heading to a tiny village in the north of England called Appleby in Westmoreland. The reason we're going is for the annual event of Appleby Horse Fair. It takes place every year on the first week of June. Okay, so we've found somewhere to park. Car parking's gone up. It was £10 extortionate, but yeah. To get into Appleby town we have to cross the bridge. This is the bridge of the River Eden. It's in the River Eden that traditionally horses are washed, with the earliest being about 9 o'clock in the morning. We didn't arrive till about lunchtime, so there weren't many being washed, but there were plenty showing off their abilities to swim in the River Eden. We'll have more from them later, so carry on watching. If you're liking what you see so far, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
So I had never been to Appleby before. Sue had been a few times, so I didn't know what to really expect. Appleby is quite a small town with about 3,000 residents, and at the time that we went there was about 10,000 gypsy travellers and about 30,000 other visitors to the town. So as you can imagine, it's very, very busy. Putting 10,000 gypsy travellers all in one little town with a limited number of police officers had me a little bit dubious. I didn't know whether it was going to be well behaved or a battle scene. But I've got to say, the atmosphere there was fantastic. They made us feel very welcome, and everyone had a good time. There was a couple of little incidents, but nothing considering that you've got so many people all packed into one little area. Appleby Horse Fair has been going since the 1680s, and on a number of occasions the authorities have tried to stop it, but they haven't been successful.
Many people sit on this banking to watch the horses swimming and being washed. But if you're really brave, you can actually go down and get a better view. There are many photographers that turn up on the day to take pictures, and the people with the horses really do encourage you to take pictures of them. They'll often ask the photographers where they can view the images afterwards. Most of the photographers put the images onto a Facebook group. Mark went along with his camera, and I'll put those pictures on a slideshow at the end of this.
You pick one. You pick.
Appleby Horse Fair brings a lot of money into the tiny village. These ladies were selling hand-painted horseshoes, £25 each. Many of the town pubs have closed just for Appleby Horse Fair, but the Grapes Inn across this road stays open. You'll see how busy it gets when we come back again later on. If you plan on going to Appleby Horse Fair, you don't really need to know where you're going, you just follow the crowds. We're now heading up to the main fair field, where there's many stalls and of course the flash. Appleby Horse Fair seems to get bigger each year. 6 years ago, this field didn't have anything in it. This year it had music and food stalls in.
Sue wanted to bring the vans. Could you imagine being parked up there in that lot, trying to find it again, and then once you do find it, getting out? Apparently there's about 1,000 motorhomes and caravans that attend Appleby each year. So this stretch of road is what they call the flash. It's where they go and show off basically. They race their horses and carts up and down. And I don't know how they don't crash, because it's mayhem. There's people wandering around across the streets. There's carts and horses, as you can see, racing up and down, and some of them can go pretty quick. We only see one collision between a cart and a horse that was going in opposite directions.
You might have noticed that there's not a single riding hat in sight, and the horses are ridden bareback. These railings that you can see these people leaning against are a new addition to the flash. It does make it a lot safer, but you still have to really be careful, because at any minute any of these horses can come up onto the banking. If you take children, you really need to hold on to them. The carts don't have brakes, so it's not very easy for the horses to stop quickly. It's up to the pedestrians to look out for the horses, not the other way around. In previous years there's been a lot more horses and carts on the flash, and they've gone at much higher speeds. I can only put it down to the fact that it was incredibly hot this weekend. You'll often hear the shouts of, "Mind your backs!" This is to make the pedestrians aware that there's a horse coming, usually at speed. Remember what I was saying about the carts not having brakes? Watch this next horse as it skids to avoid the pedestrians. Oh look, Mark's got a mug of tea. Yes, we had to bring a flask of tea just so that Mark survived the day. Many people bring down their traditional gypsy bow tops. What I like about this image is you've got old and new next to each other. So there was quite a lot of police making a visual presence, and to be honest, we didn't see any trouble at all. Along with the police, there's a lot of RSPCA inspectors, as you can imagine. We now leave the Fairfield and the Flash behind us and head back into town towards the River Eden again. You'll see how busy it's got now.
So if you are thinking about going to Appleby next year, it's not really a place I would recommend taking dogs. It's just far too busy. And it's also probably not really a place you'd want to take your van, unless you pay to park in the large car park designed for the larger vehicles. Some of the car parks are very, very tight and there's not a lot of space. So just be warned that if you go in a motorhome, you may end up not being able to park.
As you can see, it's now really busy outside the Grape Inn. Everybody's in good spirit, the drinks are flowing and the sun is shining. As you can see, there's still plenty of people milling around watching the horses in the water. Those are horse welfare officers, also keeping an eye on things.
Don't forget to hang around for the slideshow of some photos at the end.
This wooden ramp is put up each year for Appleby Horse Fair. It's taken down at the end. If you do go down to the water, just be very careful because the horses sometimes come up or down quite fast. And once at the bottom, sometimes they decide they don't want to go in the water and turn round very quickly.
So Mark, what did you think of your first Appleby Horse Fair visit? Very different.
Yeah.
Met a few people. A guy passed us and said he was a real Romanist gypsy. Not, what did he say? Not these fake sorts. So yeah, very nice. So there was only 4 spaces in the car park when we got there. Let's see how empty it is. Those gates were the reason I didn't want to bring my van.
Please take the time to like the video. Sue's put a lot of work into this. Subscribe to the channel as that helps us out, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care for now.